feels like with the new year that is dropped, I ain't said I can't cuss. I haven't said anything. YouTube, relax. But since 2020, basically, we've been getting JRPGs like it's the 90s, when we didn't even call it JRPGs, that I had to talk about not so much what's coming out this year, which I'll eventually do in another video, but I wanted to talk about the games that I played last year. And even though it started this year, I just finished it this year, I gotta talk about my 4th playthrough, and quite possibly my best playthrough of Persona 5 ever. And you know, when they say knowledge is everything, it is, because I knew what the hell to do, so that's why I did so well. I won a contest, one of my homegirls stream, sometime in October. I went to Game Drop. She had got a couple codes from Nintendo, and bada-bing, bada-bang, I won. I just felt it in my heart and in my soul that I was gonna win, and I did. And that's probably why this was also one of my favorite playthroughs. And I won it for the Switch, and being able to take the game on the go, on the toilet, is a godsend, because that way you can play and do some of those trivial little minuscule moments here, there, and everywhere. And the moments I'm talking about, like upgrading and redoing your personas. If you have not played Persona 5 yet, I don't know why, because it's on everything now, especially if you say you like JRPGs and RPGs. And what the hell you doing? What you waiting for, player? Last year, I also, at the beginning of the year, it was in January, was the first game that I beat, which was Final Fantasy 12. And Final Fantasy 12 was my 4th time playing Final Fantasy 12. And I don't know what it is with 4s and me who playing the game. I played 3 houses as well, but even though it was kind of like 4 houses, technically. And Final Fantasy 12 always got me to this point where it was like a huge lull on the game. And it was like mid-game, maybe because it was the first absentee of Kanabaru Sasakagachi, the godfather of the Final Fantasies, or maybe it was because it didn't have a central love story, because we know that Vaughn is not that dude. When he got Pinello, and he don't even see Pinello, and Ash and all them thighs, she was not having it. So it could have been that. I did like some of the characters, but how you gonna have a game based off of airships, but nobody gets on an airship? Can't control your own airship. How's that possible? How is that possible? That's like One Piece with no damn pirate ships. Okay, that's how we doing? No love, no pirate ships, a nice open world and a battle system, and some character designs. But I really felt that Ash should have been the star of this game, or at least if you didn't give it to Ash, give it to Bosch, which you're supposed to do, but you said he was too old. Well, if you didn't give it to Bosch, then give it to Balthier. And even with Balthier, who claims he was the hero, I mean, honestly, I didn't really believe it, personally, because he felt like, you know, a bootleg Han Solo, and I definitely take Fran over Chewbacca anytime, though. Then another game, I can't remember exactly when I played it, but it was Live a Live. And Live a Live might just be the most underrated game of last year. And the reason why Live a Live is the underrated game of last year, it came out like in between Elden's Ring and in between Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Not to mention like Horizon Zero Dawn, which got caught up. I don't know why Horizon always drops its games like around or near another AAA title. It should have did the whole God of War route and just like held its water until the right time, like August maybe. But Live a Live was actually like a precursor to the style of games which Octopath, and before that Saga Frontier, and even some of the Seikon Densetsu games were. It dropped in 1995, and it was a really sexy remake, remaster, Rihanna, whatever you want to call it. It was that and more, and it did something that I wish that Chrono Cross would have done, which would have probably made me actually beat that game instead of just getting halfway, is voice acting. The amount and the level of voice acting on Live a Live was grazie. It was good. was good, and you can beat the game within 20 or 45 hours. I'm a spoiled freak kind of dude, so I'm not going to go too much far into it with you. But not only do you have multiple characters who have multiple characters that you get to control on their particular parties, but in certain situations and parts in the game that you're able to collaborate those said characters. But it's a really smooth and quick style of game that you can knock out in between games. Another game that I beat was that Behemoth, which took up, believe it or not, only 3 weeks of my time, because I just went, like, I cleared the schedule. It's like Thanksgiving dinner. You know, when you know you about to eat, you gotta just eat a little bit in the morning, you know, so you don't get some starvation games, and then so you can veg out. And that's what I did. So I cleared off Live a Live and some other games, and then I dug into Xenoblade. And this Xenoblade is what we wanted and what we needed. Shipping, love interest, check. Battle system, honed from 2 and better than what 1 was, check. Graphics, I mean, for the Switch, check. They got that weird shit. They got that weird stuff with the hair. Xenoblade is actually one of the best games I would suggest to play if you just like JRPGs and RPGs in general. And that was one of the games that I beat. I mean, I don't want to talk too much more about it, because then I'll be tempted to spoil the game for you. But with a walking 6-person party plus a guest, that's something that I see a lot of games are going to have to actually mimic, because it's just not going to be the same. After playing with 6 people in your party and then going back to 4 or 3, or Lord forbid, get me started on, well, I didn't play a lot of games like Elden Ring and other games. I don't like single party RPGs. And it ain't really a party if you're just by yourself. You're just alone. And I want some waifus. And some, you know, some homies too, but mainly some waifus to travel the world with. I also was able to beat Star Ocean 6 at the end of the year, right on New Year's Eve. And you know what? Star Ocean 6 started off kind of good. Then it took a huge lull in the middle for me, and from a lot of people that played it, they stopped. Like right around the part that it took the lull for me. But then, right around the last 2 chapters, that game picked up. And I will like to do a review on that to go into deeper depth of exactly what, why, who, when, and how I liked the game and all this other stuff. But this ain't the video for that. I also was able to beat Yakuza Like a Dragon. And for those of y'all who know, Yakuza Like a Dragon is another massively huge game. I still have not yet to do all of the missions, because it's a lot, and certain missions story of the original Final Fantasy 1, which, you know, when you really pull the sheet back and you look at it, Final Fantasy 1, for what it was worth, had a pretty solid, like, story. So it's no wonder why it's still a franchise till this day. Till this day. If you do want to know the origin story without having to go and, well, you know, look at 8-bit, 16-bit, maybe 32.5-bit graphics. I would suggest Stranger of Paradise. That's on PS5, and I think it's on Xbox as well and Steam. I think it's cheap now because the DLC is out, so you should be able to get it for pretty cheap. One of my long-awaited games that I wanted to play for the longest was Nier Automata, and I did have to bring up cheeks because 2B got booted. Well, yeah, she do. Plus, that was how one of my homegirls was trying to entice me to play the game. She was like, you know, you can change these outfits on 2B. I didn't end up changing the outfits for Nier, but I did really like the game. I do need to go back and beat the other 2 scenarios before I give like a full review or rating or something of the game. But what I did play, I liked, and I will have to say I don't want to see no more floating balls for a long time. Yeah, I know what I said. I know what I said. Because I was doing some work for the archives, the series with, you know, the Let's Play, that's, you know, if y'all ever want to follow it. I replayed Valkyria Chronicles. It was one of my favorite games, and I really suggest Valkyria Chronicles if you guys have not played Valkyria Chronicles. I haven't played 4, or one of them, I think it was 3, or was it 4, that they changed the battle system and stuff a lot. But the original Valkyria Chronicles had a very refreshing battle system, and in that battle system, which was a semi kind of active battle time based strategy, I liked it. Try it. You can get it everywhere, and not only can you get it everywhere, it's cheap to get. But that was one of my favorite games, and I wanted to have a strategy based game to pair up with the other game that I beat on the archives block, which is Triangle Strategy, which I played all 4 of the Triangle Strategy playthroughs, and my favorite, of course, is going to be the Golden Route, but Triangle Strategy just might quite possibly be one of, if not the greatest strategy game of all time. At least one of the best of Square Enix. It's like a coin flip between that and Tactics. And if you play Tactics, you know that they capitalized on some of the things that Tactics didn't do and shored up some of the things that they did do. It's a really good game. If you might not want to play all 4 storylines, which is one of the main gripes that I got from it, but how I did it to record was I dropped, after the first playthrough, I dropped the rest of them to easy. And if you do that, the game is actually still hard, even on New Game Plus. So the challenge is there. So if you wanted to beat and see everything on the storylines, I would suggest to do that. Also, Fire Emblem 3 was also beaten, as well as the original Final Fantasy VII-R. It's crazy that I said the original Final Fantasy VII-R since it's like 2 or 3 iterations of it now. And that's it. I thought I'd beat more games, but I guess when you're dealing with RPGs, that is a lot. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comment section below, have you played any of those games? I feel like I'm missing something. I had like 3 or 4 new games that I beat, but I felt like most of the games I was beating were old games that I had already beat, or I wanted to put or just have it recorded. But let me know in the comment section below, what games did you beat? No, I didn't play Elden Ring. It's not really my type of game. I don't want no trouble. Don't come looking for me. Don't come looking for me. But if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all things role-playing and JRPGs, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I make geekly content here on the channel, and you can also find me over on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, basically anywhere that you can type the, you know the username, TheGeakShow. Hi, I'm there. And until next time, anyway, remember to eat, sleep, geek, repeat. I'll holler at y'all later.